Winter is coming, and if you're feeling a chill in the air, it's time to think about how you're going to heat your house. I have to ask you, why are you paying the power company for heat and getting absolutely nothing in return? I've got the ultimate money saving and money making hack, and I'm going to share it with you today. Picture coming through your front door after shoveling the snow, kicking off your boots, and warming your feet in front of this nice warm baseboard heater. Feels good, right? But what if I told you that while you're sitting there relaxing, this baseboard heater is earning you some sweet, sweet Bitcoin? Canaan designed this Bitcoin miner to blend in so it looks right at home in any room. No clunky big box ASIC design here. It looks as nice as the Bitcoin hitting your Tangent wallet. Speaking of Tangent wallets, stick around because later in this video, I'll be giving away a Bitcoin Tangent Note crypto wallet to one lucky viewer. So stick around, watch the whole video to find out how to win. If you're new here, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out some of my other crypto content. I've got a ton of it. Now let's heat things up and get into the specs of the Canaan Avalon Mini 3. The Mini 3 is Canaan's latest home-friendly ASIC miner built with 66 integrated 4 nanometer chips for next level efficiency. Here's the rundown on the specs. An impressive 37.5 terahash per second, mining Bitcoin like a pro. Power consumption. The Mini 3 has a smart feature that lets you dial it down to eco mode for higher efficiency or crank it to the max on those really chilly nights. At its maximum setting, power consumption is reported to be 800 watts. We'll test all the modes available later in this video with a power meter to see how much wattage each mode pulls. This miner runs at an impressive 21.3 joules per terahash. Dimensions, about 30 inches by 4 inches by 8.5 inches, so it easily fits in any living room, bedroom, or office. 33 to 55 decibels, whisper quiet on low, like a library hum, up to a soft fan on high. I'll be checking each mode with my decibel meter later in the video. Heat output. Programmable up to 800 watts of toasty warmth, with air outlet temps hitting a comfy 40 degrees Celsius. I'll be using my thermal imaging camera, the Predator, later in the video to show you guys exactly how hot it gets on full power mode. That'll be later in the video, along with the Tangent wallet giveaway. How much money will I make per day? With Bitcoin hovering around $104,000, this heater could be heating your home at a net zero cost to you and even bring in a substantial profit if the price of Bitcoin goes even higher. Of course, this all depends on your electricity rate. I have family up north that are very lucky to be paying 8 cents per kilowatt hour. I asked Grok to calculate how much it costs to heat the average home in Michigan in January, one of the coldest months of the year. I then asked Grok to determine how much money an 800-watt baseboard heater would save you on your energy bill if it was able to run for free. I asked Grok to calculate the heater running for free because according to ASIC miner value, at my family's current electric rate, this miner is profiting 5 cents per day. You have the option to sell that Bitcoin to completely cover the cost of running this miner. Grok determined that the heat from this miner would allow you to turn your thermostat down and save an additional 62 cents per day in heating costs. So total profits and savings per day would be 67 cents at the current price of Bitcoin. That's like getting $20 for free every month and having the benefit of free heat and a toasty, warm living room. I'll leave a link to this miner on ASIC miner value in the description so you can check the profitability on any given day and run your own numbers to see if this miner might work out well for you. Another option that you have with this machine is to solo mine and play the Bitcoin lottery while heating your home. If you're not familiar with the difference between pool and solo mining, here's a quick breakdown. If you set this miner up on a mining pool, you are contributing hash rate with many others who are working together to find a Bitcoin block. Once a block is hit, you share the reward with others on the pool, and payouts are based on your hash rate contribution. If you decide to solo mine with your Mini 3, you are on your own with your hash rate, and your machine will try to find a block while competing against the entire Bitcoin network. Chances of hitting a block on your own are very small. It's like playing the lottery. But if you do hit a Bitcoin block, you would receive 3.125 Bitcoin, currently worth $325,000. Another option that you have with this miner is to mine another SHA-256 algorithm like Bitcoin Cash, where you have a higher chance of hitting a block, but the reward is less. All of that sounds pretty sweet, but let's hit the pros and cons. No device is perfect, but the Avalon Mini 3 comes close for home miners. Let's weigh it out, pros first, because trust me, they outweigh the cons this winter. This is a dual purpose Bitcoin mining beast. As we already said, it mines Bitcoin and heats your space, potentially lowering your bills while you stack Bitcoin. It's user friendly, app controlled modes for hash rate, power, and temperature, set it and forget it, or tweak for peak profitability. It's quiet and compact. At 33 decibels on low setting, it's quieter than your fridge. Perfect for apartments, you won't have any angry neighbors or spouses. It's energy efficient at 21.3 joules per terahash. Cons. Upfront cost at $999, it's not cheap. But if you need to buy a heater and pay the energy bill to heat your home anyway, it ends up being a very attractive option to save you money over time. Another con is profit volatility. Earnings swing with network difficulty and the price of whatever you choose to mine with it. Right now, the markets are down from all-time highs, so that of course affects profitability. Setup learning curve. First timers might wrestle with the app, but it's easier than assembling IKEA furniture. Overall, I think the pros outweigh the cons, especially with winter fast approaching. You need to heat your house anyway, so I say why not stack some Bitcoin while you're at it? Okay, let's get into the setup. Don't worry, it's easy and I'll take you through it step by step. Okay, let's unbox this miner and get it all set up. Now, don't forget, I'm gonna be giving away a Bitcoin Tangem Note Bitcoin wallet later in the video, so stay tuned. We'll do some decibel testing. We'll use the meter box to check the power consumption on this. So stick around, don't forget, we're gonna go through a lot of stuff today. All right, let's slice the thing open here. I'm really excited about this. This is like perfect timing because next week there is a massive cold front coming through, and I live in Florida actually, but it's still getting cold at night. We're talking like in the 30s and 40s, and to you guys up north, I know that's like nothing, but when it gets to the 30s and 40s at night in Florida, we don't really have that great of like furnaces or anything like heat pumps or anything like that down here. So I really insist on heating my home with crypto miners in the winter. There's no point in using your furnace when you could stack any kind of crypto, but especially I want Bitcoin. So box within a box, it's very well packaged. Let's pop it open here. I know it seems funny to say, but the packaging matters to me because a lot of the times it's like a really cheap, flimsy box, and if you're gonna spend this kind of money on a miner, I want it to feel like kind of fun opening it up, and in this case, it definitely does. So right off the bat, we've got the Avalon Mini 3 instruction manual. So we'll take you through step by step, but it's nice to know if you get messed up, it's there. Let's see what's in this envelope here. Oh, okay, so this is to get started with F2 Pool. So we can set this up on F2 Pool. They include a card to help you along. So that's really cool. And then right off the bat, I see the Wi-Fi receiver is packaged into the foam. This is really nice thick foam here. So we will remove that Wi-Fi receiver. Oh, cool, it's a USB Wi-Fi receiver. That's nice. Let's take the miner itself out. It is very nice looking. I know my wife likes heaters, and I know she will not be bothered by this thing because it's nice and quiet, and it looks just like a baseboard heater. I'm gonna pull the power cable out, so bear with me. That is so nice looking. Very sleek. No one would even know that this is a Bitcoin miner when you look at it. It's like, say you had guests over for Thanksgiving or Christmas or something. It looks like a very high-end baseboard heater. There it is. Very nice. There's where the LED screen is. I've seen people put like logos and stuff on there. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can do that. That'd be really cool. So it comes with a power cord. I'm in the US. When you order this, you can order whatever power cable you need for whatever country you're in. If you guys are interested in one of these, links are in the description of this video. Please use those links. It helps me out more than you guys know. Let's go ahead and plug this in, and then I'll show you guys how to set it up on Wi-Fi. Okay, now that we've got it unboxed, let's take a closer look at this thing. So most of the action that you'll need to do to set it up is on the bottom. So you've got a filter, so the cool air is coming in, hot air is coming out the top and the front. I love how this has a locking plug, because having it down here on the bottom you're going to have to probably vacuum near this thing, or if you've got pets or something, you don't want to have this come dislodged. So it's very cool that it has a locking plug at the bottom. So I'm just gonna plug it in, and then here's your power switch. We're not gonna turn that on yet. We're gonna plug in this Wi-Fi USB adapter. Let's see if I can get this in there. It's hard to see probably on the camera, but right there's where your Wi-Fi USB adapter is gonna plug in. And then also next to that, there's a reset button if you ever need to reset the device. So that is it. I'm going to turn this on. You can see you got the power switch right there. I'm gonna turn it upright first. And then going to download the Avalon family app. I will leave links to everything that I'm using in the description of the video, by the way. If you find the video helpful, I appreciate it if you use the links. Let's go ahead, turn this on, and then we should be able to connect to it via Bluetooth and get the Wi-Fi set up and everything. So let's turn this on, see what happens here. It's saying hi to me. Hi, Mini 3. Mine me some Bitcoin, would you? Right now it's saying it's pulling 216 watts. There we go, there's the Bluetooth symbol. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's flashing the Bluetooth symbol at me. So that's telling me that we should be good to go to try and log into this thing. Now I've already downloaded the Canaan Avalon family app. So I will go ahead and turn my Bluetooth on, connect to the Mini 3. Then we're gonna go into the Canaan family app and we'll get this all set up. Okay, I am in the Canaan family app, and I haven't created an account because I didn't want to show like any personal details, but you can create an account, log in, and then hit add. And it should search for the device that you got plugged in right next to you. So let's go ahead. It says, please approach your device. I'm standing right next to it. We'll hit search. We'll turn on location services. Allow while using the app. Bluetooth permission is required. Allow. It already found it. That's how easy it was. And here we are. This is the Mini 3. So please confirm that the machine is about to be connected. Of course, yes, that's what I want to do. We'll hit connect. Succeeded. So now this is where you're going to punch in your Wi-Fi, SSID, and your password. I'm going to do that off screen. You guys go ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Right off the bat, it is recommending I change the password. As soon as I logged in and started exploring the family app, it's recommending I change the password. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now that the miner has rebooted, let's go ahead and get it mining to our own mining pool. And like I said, I'm going to use F2 pool. So we're going to go to mining, then we're going to go to settings, then we're going to go to pool config, and I'm going to set up 1, 2, and 3. So that way I have backup pools. So I'll hop into the computer now and I'll show you on F2 pool the like configuration example for setting up your miner. So it's pretty easy though. Basically, you're going to punch pool address 1. It'll be like the first stratum that shows up on F2 pool. Then your worker name, it'll be whatever you made it, like it's greater good or whatever you wanted it to be when you set up your account. And then they will provide you with a password. But I'll show you real quick on F2 pool. Here we are on f2pool.com. I've already had my account set up for a long time because I've used this for different miners over the years. So I won't be showing you my details, but you get the gist now. So you're gonna toggle to Bitcoin up here on the top right. There's other algorithms, of course, Litecoin, Caspa, Alio, etc. So click on Bitcoin, and then it will create the miner configuration example. And then you can just copy this stratum and then copy your backup stratums, just like I showed you in the phone app, and then copy your worker name and copy your password. And then you're just gonna paste all that information into those screens that I showed you, and then we should be up and mining. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll mess around with some of the cool stuff that you can do with this thing. Before I go too much further, I wanted to do this Tangem wallet giveaway. Thank you for watching up to this point. I really appreciate your support. The giveaway is for a Bitcoin Tangem note, and it is a 1-card Tangem wallet that can only store Bitcoin, but I figured it would be appropriate since this is a Bitcoin miner. If you are in the US, this is going to be US only. I'm sorry, because tariffs and government shutdown, all that uncertainty, I don't think I can really send this out of the country. But for now, this is US only. Just comment #Tangem, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will pick a winner about a week from now. If you guys are interested in picking up a Tangent wallet, my discount code GreaterGood always works for 10% off. I'll leave a link in the description. Sometimes there's other combinations of things that you can do. Like I believe there's a buy one, get one 50% off sale right now for certain cards. So check that out. And let's go ahead and dig a little further into the Mini 3. Okay, we're back in the Avalon family app, and I want to start messing around with some of the settings. So there is eco mode. I'm not going to touch that yet because I want to do some thermal imaging testing on super mode. I'm getting 42 terahash per second right now, so that is pretty impressive. Also, there's different things you can do. There's display options where you can change it from scrolling. You guys might have seen earlier in a quick clip that I did where it was showing the wattage on the screen. It mirrored what I was seeing on my meter box. It showed like the IP address, things like that. So I like that screen because I can check on a few things like pertaining to the miner while it's scrolling. You can just change it to the time if you want. Then there's also a custom option. I did try my GreaterGood mining logo. It didn't turn out very good. It kind of looked like a little circle with a line through it. So I think that just because it's such a low low res LEDs, that it wouldn't show much detail there. But I've seen other people that put like Bitcoin logos on, things like that. So you can mess with that if you want to. I'm gonna leave it on scrolling mode because I like that one the best. Now let's go back. There's night mode. So I haven't explored this yet. Let's take a look and see what it does. Device pauses at target temperature, resumes when below. So you can change the target temperature. I'm going to leave mine maxed out, but I want to mine as much Bitcoin as I can with this. But just so you know, you can change the target temperature from 30, it's over 30 degrees, like 31 degrees Celsius, all the way down to 18 degrees Celsius. So it will adjust the heat for you automatically with this mode. Very cool. Let's see, light, dark. It's giving me a timer. I see that there's like a night light turning on the machine. I'll take a picture of it once I'm done recording this. And then when I shut this off, it goes back dark again. That's really nice if you're trying to sleep. So you can have it the light on, like a night light. You can have it off. So some very cool settings that you can change. Now also, there's a timer. I don't want to click this on or off, but you can see on the bottom left of the screen, there's a timer. So say you know for sure, once the sun goes down, it's going to get colder and you want it to heat the rooms that you're in at night and maybe shut off during the day so your room isn't too hot during the daytime. You can set a timer on this thing. So this is why it's perfect as a heater and a Bitcoin miner, because there's so many options. It really acts like a very high-end baseboard heater with thermostat built in, timing built in, nightlight built in, and your stacking sats all at the same time. I love this. So let's go ahead while it's in super mode, get the thermal imaging camera out, see what the output looks like at its hottest setting, and then I want to turn this down to eco mode for the last part of the video where I can see exactly how many watts this thing pulls in eco mode. Thank you, Predator, for the thermal imaging of the Canaan Avalon Mini 3. So 40 degrees Celsius, you can see why they call it a Bitcoin mining heater. 66 degrees where the mesh is showing through, that's where the hash boards are. And you can definitely feel the heat off this thing. I went ahead and held my hand on it for a few seconds just to see. I wouldn't recommend you do that, but it wasn't anything too drastic. Didn't really bother me too much. Just wasn't comfortable after a few seconds. So took my hand away. Don't recommend you do that, but it definitely puts off a lot of heat. It's almost too much for my office right now because it's not that cold yet where I'm at, but I think I'll put this in the living room and let it heat. It's a large living room with a dining room and like a kitchen, all wide open concept. So I think this will be perfect for that, for my purposes, so I can lower my energy costs, keep the main living area where we hang out most of the time nice and cozy and warm when it gets really cold out. I mean, I could picture having one of these in each of the bedrooms and setting it to a lower temperature and letting it adjust on its own if that's what you want to do. So what I love about it is there's tons of options. You can program it on a timer. You can program it as a thermostat. You can let it rip full on 815 watts to heat your room, or you can put it in eco mode. And let's go ahead and test that out. Let's test out the eco mode. We'll see what the wattage is and we'll see what that looks like. I'm back in the Canaan Avalon Mini 3 family app, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over from super mode to eco mode. So click on eco mode. It says succeeded. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see what the wattage drops to. And then I will let you guys know how many watts we're pulling in eco mode and what my hash rate is after maybe another 15 minutes or so. We'll just let it run for a little while, make sure it's settled out, and then I'll give you guys some final numbers here. Okay, I'm getting around 29.96 terahash in eco mode, and MeterBox is saying 539 watts. Eco mode here on the Canaan Avalon Mini 3 itself is saying 543 watts. So I love how accurate it is in letting you know what kind of wattage is pulling on the screen. So you don't even have to worry really about getting a separate meter box. It'll tell you the wattage and your hash rate right on that little scrolling screen. Very cool. So much more efficient in this mode. We're getting a pretty good hash rate for, you know, like 260 less watts than the full-on mode. Actually 270 something watts less than full-on ludicrous mode. So it's up to you guys how you want to run it. I think it's pretty nice to be able to dial down the wattage if you are going to plug this into like a room that has other things on the outlet, if you know what I mean. Like if you have a dedicated 15 amp circuit, no biggie, you can run this thing full bore. But if you have multiple plugs on one 15 amp breaker, you might want to put it in eco mode just so you don't trip your breaker, if you know what I mean. So anyway, let's hop back in the computer for some final thoughts. I really like the Canaan Avalon Mini 3. I love that I got it just in time for this cold snap. It's about to be 30 degrees in Florida, even worse if you're going further north. So got it just in time for winter, and I'm going to use this to heat my home instead of the very inefficient furnace, the heater that's built into these Florida homes. They're terrible. So I would way rather stack some sats or even take my chances with the Bitcoin lottery than just give all my money to the power company. So I will be putting this in my living room. I'll be warming up the living room, kitchen, dining room area with this. I think that the 800 watts will do just fine in that area. And I love that I can just heat my home and kind of stick it to the power company. Like I'm stacking sats instead of paying you guys all my money and getting nothing in return. So very cool. I love the Canaan Avalon Mini 3. You guys tell me what you think. Let me know. Do you have one? Are you thinking about picking one up? If you are, you know, if you like the video, if you found it helpful at all, please use the links in the description. I have a link straight to Canaan. I have other affiliate links. Don't forget to put hashtag Tangem, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for your chance to win the Tangem wallet if you're in the US. So thanks again for watching. Thank you to Canaan for allowing me to test this miner out. I really appreciate it. Keep stacking sats, and last but not least, don't forget to keep it decentralized for the greater good. The greater good.